Well, you just revealed that you've been 2.5 years celibate.
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to, one, do that, but then also just reveal that?
Wait,
Well, actually, I had been talking about it, but I guess it didn't get like picked up in that way. But I've been like very open about it. And then when I saw the Bumble ad thing going down, saying like whatever it was, like, yeah, right, like celibacy isn't an option or whatever. I was like, well, actually, but also celibacy isn't the right term because celibacy is like you're not having sex for religious purposes. So I'm not celibate because I'm like, a follower of Christ. I'm abstinent. I'm abstaining from sex because I felt like with the overturning of Roe v. Wade that if they were going to take away our rights to our body and our reproductive rights, well, then this is my way of taking them back.
I respect that.
And I feel like more women should really get on that because we hold the power, over our, for the most part, not in the law, but of our body. We can say no.
I feel like not enough people are talking about the overturning of Roe v. Wade and the fact that if there is an election in November that goes in the way that is not the Democratic way, it's going to really hurt our country for generations to come.
Yeah, it's going to take a really long time to come back from it. And I get
maybe
that
not
it's
even
hard.
in our lifetime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, definitely not in our lifetime. And it sucks because, Biden is just not a good candidate. And I can see why people aren't excited to go out and vote for him, But it's like at this point, we need to vote for the lesser of two evils. Like it sucks that our elections are so bleak and uninspiring, but, obviously I'm going to vote for Biden, even though I
get it.
think he's a fucking idiot,
Here's what I'll say. Genuine human being with a really good heart and surrounds himself with the right people consistently and has a track record of doing the right thing by the American people no matter what. Obviously, questionable things happen that you may not agree with, but overall, look at the entire picture and vote in that direction.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, let's get inspired by candidates in the next election while this election's utilized to really ensure that our inalienable rights, that like so many people, men, women, children, minorities, they require these rights to live safely and freely. And they all are so genuinely at risk. Like it's not like I'm not like mincing words. It's like this is not a fucking joke. Like everything's on the ballot come November.
And I think it's hard for people to see that because, so many of even your listeners probably live in major cities but it's like, no, it's like all the people that are not in a city that are going to really, really suffer the most. They're not going to have the resources.
At all. And by the way, with what's happening right now with the Supreme Court and where it's going, it's changing rapidly. And like the states being able to decide, all that's changing rapidly. And it's like we were really fortunate. We did a terrestrial radio show for 10 years and we were on like 90 different like big and tiny cities all across America. We traveled to a lot of like places right in the middle. And you're right. People forget about what goes on there.
Yeah.
Like I call New York and LA the armpits of the country.
Yeah.
And the people who are living in the armpits, they have their headphones in. Like they just live a different life.
It's a totally different existence, And it's like, we'll always have the free clinics and the things, but like someone down in Mississippi won't. And it really is life or death. And we need to vote with those people in mind too. Because it's just like, I feel like people in major cities just have blinders on. Like they don't realize how freaking fortunate they are.
Totally. And like again,
now I feel bad for complaining that I grew up in New York.
By the way, if you need to register to vote, you should. Headcount.org. We'll also put a link below. I really ask you to do so and just to understand that like it's like Roe versus Wade. It's the idea of health insurance.
Trans rights. Gay rights.
Everything in life and society and culture is on the ballot in November.
And they want to take everything away.
Totally.
And they want these crazy radical evangelicals to take over the country.
Yeah, to run
and
the
it
court.
really will be Handmaid's Tale. Like it really will.
Oh, it's really.
It's already becoming Handmaid's Tale.
I'm sweating right now.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bring up sweat because I know you have a condition.
No, but I know my hyperhidrosis. But like that anger and that rage is why I haven't had sex in 2.5 years. Because how could I open my legs to a man who's not standing up for me?
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, like, no, you're not on my side, so you can't come inside.
Hey.
Period. It's my next song.
Wait.
It's for my mixtape.
Honestly? Yes.
Thank you.
An election anthem.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like the longer you go without it, the less you think about it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think like the first year, I was like, oh, wow, like 6 months. Oh, my God, 8 months. And then I was like, shit, it's really going to be a year. And now I like don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't care. It doesn't interest me. It's kind of like when you quit something,
Yeah,
like
that's what I was-
cigarettes, like harder
yeah.
in the beginning and then you're like counting more. And now it's like, I realized like when that whole Bumble thing was going on, I was like, oh my God, it's been almost 2.5 years. It'll be 2.5 years at the end of May. So, and we're all basically almost at the end of May. So, you know, and I've really, truly never been better. My pussy smells like roses. I haven't had BV. I haven't had a yeast infection. I haven't had any of the issues that come with having sex with men. No offense, you guys.
Anybody doing it?
But like, it's true, you know, I'm healthy and I'm centered and I'm focused. And I feel like nothing good ever comes from sex, you know, like it's just always a headache in one way or another. And it's like, it's just not worth it for me.
I relate. I do. I haven't brought it up in many interviews because it's been a while, but I was a virgin for 30 years and I'm only 31.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that.
So, like,
that's so special. But you know what? That's why you've been so successful and had
I
your
guess.
radio show and all your things because you haven't been distracted by dumb shit.
And there was a moment in time where I was like, oh, like maybe I should focus on this. And like it stressed me out for like 6-8 months, maybe a year. And then I was just like content with just existing and like, I don't know, living. And like if it happened, happened. And you just forget about
You
it.
forget. Exactly.
It's
But in the
interesting.
meantime, you've put all your energy toward creating spaces where artists can come and a safe space for them to be themselves. And, you know, like there's just so many amazing things you can do when you're not having sex.
Oh, what a beautiful way to just look at my virginity. Thank you so much.